What is good, y'all? It's your boy, The Shells, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to Shells World TV. Now, before I start this video, I wanted to tell you, if you haven't already, you can go and subscribe to my music channel, which is Shellin', and I'll put that in the end card screens, and I'll put it in the link in the description down below somewhere. The channel has been kind of inactive, but I do plan to upload there again soon, okay? I don't want to ramble on too long, so as you can tell by the title of the video, this is going to be a conversation. Whether that be engaging the audience or just engaging even with the corporations of the world just a little bit. I don't want to veer too off with this too much, but I didn't script this. This is not me trying to impose any views I might have of my own about this topic in general. There's a serious problem going on right now, and it would seem, ladies and gentlemen, that the fraudulent, underachieving consumers killing time slowly are at it again. It would seem that we need to have an honest conversation about shocking content. And if it's not shocking content, we need to just talk about censorship in general. Now, started this YouTube journey, I'm gonna say 2008. First channel didn't really have too many issues there. It was just a matter of being inactive. Start a second channel with a friend. Everything was all good. Again, some inactivity was what caused all that to go away. So anyhow, so we now get to the third channel for me, really, but the second attempt at it with a friend. And it would seem that for a while things were building and climbing, although it took a while. Then YouTube comes out with these new community guidelines. And by guidelines, what they really mean is things they feel would be considered shocking content. Sure enough, after some time, I'm gonna say in the spring 2017, any content that we were doing before was now deemed not acceptable. Of course, let's just remember, you have videos of pure twerking, some of it from, 12-year-olds and younger. Little girls, right? Doing all this craziness. That gets ads. You have videos where people are getting into these fight pranks and actual real fights. Sometimes they have these videos where people want to show dead bodies in forests. That gets ads. A fictional comedy skit, though, where everything's purely fiction. Action, violence, and means of entertainment. And not really supposed to be, disguised as hate speech, as they want to call it. That gets ads taken away because it's shocking content. I think hypocrites are the word I'm looking for. Now, this isn't even just a Google problem. This isn't even just a YouTube problem. I'm starting to see it, and I've been seeing it with Disney. Look, Iron Man was great on its own. Thor was great on its own. Captain America First Avenger was good on its own, part of the X-Men series. Not that old stuff. At least I should say some of the sequels. I'm not talking about that. I'm not even talking about Elektra. What the point is, I'm talking about the good Fox Marvel movies, right? Those were good on their own. See, everyone was upset because, well, the corporate entities and the real, like, I guess you could say, opportunists of the world, they were upset because all the Marvel characters weren't together. I get it. You don't necessarily want separate branches, although it's funny because Sony still owns part of Spider-Man, but we're not going to get too much into that. The point is, right, Iron Man was such a good movie because of its raciness, you know, the offensive humor, and the things we were used to with this film. But then somewhere along the lines, I think Disney saw an opportunity. They knew the MCU was going to be a big thing. So they said, let's buy this Marvel entertainment entity from Paramount so that we can make billions. I feel like they knew, even if we didn't know, I think they knew this whole MCU thing was going to be a cash cow. Now, why do I say all this? I'm getting there. But, see, now you can watch these same movies, but a lot of that raciness and really the purity in the offensive humor is all taken away now. It's even gotten to the point where you barely see any blood when there's a kill scene, of screen deaths, I should say. And for what it's worth, Disney was doing fine on its own. It didn't need something else. They wanted to buy Marvel because they knew it would make them money. But in the process, they watered down a lot of the things we were used to with Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. So, 2017 comes along. They start talking about Disney's looking to acquisition 21st Century Fox. Why should that concern you? Deadpool made a lot of money in 2016. Great R-rated. Believe Logan came out, yes, in like early 2017. Also made a lot of money. So Disney says, I would love a piece of that too. But now here's the problem. When Disney finally gets all of that in a row so that we can get the Marvel characters all together, which again, I understand why that would concern the hardcore fans and things like that. I get it. It's intriguing, yes. Would love to see, you know, obviously X-Men, Deadpool work with the Avengers, whatever. I get it. But now here's the problem. CEO of Disney claims they're gonna keep Deadpool R-rated so long as they let the audience know what's coming. I'm not really sure in what delusional world that means exactly. That just sounds like an empty promise at this point, because they already watered down a bit of what we see with these MCU movies. Who's to say Disney will not go ahead and just cancel everything that Fox had lined up, including a possible Deadpool 3, which would be R-rated. Now, again, they say they're going to keep Deadpool R-rated, but who's going to really uphold Disney to that promise? They'll say anything at this point just to make sure everyone's all in. And you might be saying to yourself, what does all of this have to do with shocking content and censorship? Again, you got these corporations coming in, changing the format of what we're used to, and then saying, oh, it's all good so long as it makes money. Now, don't get me wrong, no one shouldn't be, you know, against making money. Even I like making money. But I ask you to what cost, at least, in terms of just freedom of speech, things of that nature. Now, I don't necessarily agree with Trump supporters, but I wouldn't silence them either. You see, the truth of the matter is, freedom of speech works both ways. It's a double-edged sword. You can't say you're for freedom of speech, but then when someone says something you don't like or does something you don't like, you decide that now the language of that content or that creative music video, film, whatever have you, its language should now change because you don't necessarily agree with it. I don't necessarily care for rom-coms or Bob's Burgers or American Dad, even though it was made by Seth MacFarlane. I like Family Guy. And I don't really care for Bird Box, a very popular movie on Netflix, like I have said before. But whenever you have a different opinion from somebody, there are people who are gonna say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy for thinking that way. You're not for freedom of speech if that's the thing you're gonna be doing." And these corporations are well aware that that's what they're doing. They're subtly changing the landscape of everything we know. And again, back to Disney. They bought Marvel, but then shortly, not long after that, they bought Star Wars, Lucasfilms. George Lucas is no longer involved. I don't know if that was necessarily his decision or Disney's decision. I wasn't really all for that. Now, don't get me wrong, the movies weren't... I should be careful with that, shouldn't I? Oh, who cares? I know there are hardcore Star Wars fans who don't like these movies that have been coming out from the J.J. Abrams vision. But I don't have a problem with it, but I do feel the stories of late could have been a little more improved, yes, if George Lucas was allowed to be involved. I mean, part of what made the Star Wars franchise what it is was George Lucas and it being his creation. This was owned by Fox, right? And then it was bought by Disney, who is now going to own Fox. Maybe you finally understand what I'm saying here. They are trying to get everything. I would say for Universal and Sony Pictures, right? Be very aware of the fact that Mickey's trying to take over media because you might be next, right? I know this video is a ramble on and on and on about things and going in and out like I promised I wouldn't, but I'm just explaining these things to you, you know, best way I know how, just so that I can drive the point home that censorship is truly becoming a very powerful thing, especially in today's world, and I don't know if there's really anything that can stop it at this point. I would be surprised if YouTube tried to label this video as, well, hate speech. I hope they don't. They might. I mean, if I told you the Matrix was already here, would you believe me? I feel like the Matrix was an allegory for the things that are already happening right now, especially with the phones and the fact that when you look up certain things, Google will try to limit what you can or can't say. You can't even advertise certain things on AdWords because it'll be deemed as shocking content, even though it's a work of pure creativity and fiction. I think if YouTube Kids should tell you anything about what doesn't work, I mean, the kids were already going to use regular YouTube. How much shocking content can you truly filter out? And like I said, back again with I see videos that are promoted with these little children doing very cringy things that adults usually do, like the twerking and whatever, like I said, and we seem to think that this is normal behavior in today's society for some reason. You know what I mean? You got little kids cursing on videos, and it's cool. It's cool. You know, because the parents are in with the times, but I ask you again, at what cost are we sacrificing common sense and who we truly are and who we should be? That's a strong word. That's a trigger word. I shouldn't say that. What we could be, right? Because there was a time when those things were not acceptable, and yet the very things we feared that would come to light are now right there in front of our faces, and no one seems to care. Right? I mean, you got these parents encouraging the kids to, yeah, go ahead, twerk on the video, it'll get 1 million views. Meanwhile, I make a video like this and I guarantee you it's either gonna get not suggested or recommended on YouTube. Either that, or if I try to promote it, they'll say you can't do this because it's shocking content. You know, even just putting the word hate in a title of a video will have it deemed as shocking content. I don't know if you're aware of that or not. Try it. Try promoting anything with the word hate on it, with the word hate in it on Google AdWords, and see if you don't get denied approval of promoting a video then. Well, I've rambled on long enough. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to tell you. Censorship has become quite a powerful thing. As long as it's making money, it can be as shocking as they want to be, so long as it's serving the agenda of corporate cheap. And honestly, you can disagree with this video. Let me know what you think about the current state of YouTube and everything going on in the world today in the comments below. If you somehow made it to the end of this video, congratulations, or not, depending on your view of me. Okay, at this point, let me know if your view of me has changed seeing this video, or if it remained the same. Maybe you're new here. And once again, this is Shows World TV. Other than that, yeah, I've said all I've had to say. I probably won't make a video like this again. I'm still contemplating if I should upload it, but I probably will anyway, just to see what happens. But you'll get the regular videos during next week. No problem. So, make sure you follow me on all my social media links. I'll put that in the description down below. Okay? Subscribe to my channel. Like, share this video. Leave comments below. Share this with all your people, okay? Spread the word. I'm also on the Like app if you want to watch videos there. I'll put the link for that in the description down below. Okay? And if you follow me on my Twitter and Instagram, I post there every Thursday to notify you in case the bell doesn't notify you on YouTube, because for some reason I'm looking at the analytics and I see that YouTube has more analytics from not subscribed people than people who are subscribed to my channel. So if you follow my Twitter and Instagram, you're gonna get the notifications from there, from the post, and you see that I uploaded the video. You can go from there and watch them on YouTube, okay? Other than that, yeah. And also, please, once again, subscribe to my music channel. I'll put that as an end screen card here, okay? This video has gone on long enough, so it's your boy The Shows, and I will see you guys next time when I upload. Peace.